So Denims, I have a little bit of a thing I want to read to her. Oh, I didn't announce this. She closed. A poem? Hold on. She closed her fucking GoFundMe. She was posturing that she was going to sue me for defamation. We sent them a letter back. She sent me a cease and desist. I sent a letter back just being like, basically, your client is fucking out of her mind. She did not show you the context. And also she's deleting evidence. Exfoliating evidence is the legal term. No bueno. Why she closed it is anyone's guess. I think it's either because either her lawyer dropped her. That's what my lawyer thinks. That they saw this and they're like, I'm not defending you on this shit. Especially
Did you guys not get a response from your response?
Mm-mm. Huh. This was the response.
Okay. Yeah. Right? I mean, who knows? But that doesn't seem like a great development.
So I think it was either her attorney dropped her or her attorney was like, I strongly advise against doing this because, again, a certain loss, and she would have to pay my attorney's fees. It would be the fattest fucking L ever for her. Going ahead with that would have been total suicide, right? Mm-hmm. But, and also people were accusing her of like scamming, right? Because everyone was like, yo, where's that money gonna go actually? Well, she gave the money back, which is good. But it's a little embarrassing, Denims, no matter how she tries to spin this. Oh, by the way, she made right before she retracted her lawsuit and closed her her GoFundMe, she made this small adjustment on the page. It used to say here, if he retracts, this will be refunded. And then she changed it to modified to comply with GoFundMe terms of service. Sorry? That seems like she's trying to find a way to keep the dang money. So, she didn't though. She released it. Here she is. I'm trying to watch all the videos and stuff before I read this document I've prepared for her. Denims implies that she will be going through with a self-funded lawsuit. No, she won't. Says she included the if I sue him language because Ethan technically has 10 days to retract. She's so fucking dumb, she doesn't even know the law. It's 20 days to retract, you absolute imbecile moron loser.
Saw a lot of people confused on what this meant, so I was like, okay. I will elaborate.
Please.
I will elaborate a little bit more. I saw a lot of people being like, well, I don't understand. Why would you start this journey and then say you're not going to do it? Why are you saying if? I'm saying if because the 10 days haven't run out yet.
Oh, please. Shut the fuck up.
He can still retract his statements. I can't sue him because he's retracted the defamatory claims.
That's not true also. Like, again, these people, you can still sue if they retracted, right? Of course you can.
Girl, he is not going to, sure, but you can't say, I am going to do this, and then he retracts.
Yes, you can. You can do both. So anyway, she's been kind of dodgy. She gave the money back. She seems to have got a little docile on the issue, right? So anyway, I prepared a response to her with some things that I want to just say for the record, you know. And if she wants to respond, that'd be great. If she doesn't, then it really doesn't matter either way. But I'm going to read this to you, Denims, and I hope that you enjoy it. And feel free to correct me where I'm wrong. I want to address something from Denim's correction demand in her letter. The letter claims I falsely stated that Denims herself filed the preceding CPS report, or that Denims caused others to do so. The letter also states, on March 11th, I acknowledged Denims had denounced herself or anyone in her community making contact with CPS. Let me be clear. I have never claimed that Denims called CPS. I have never implied that Denims called CPS. If my statements were interpreted as stating this, I want to correct the record and make it clear that I do not believe that Denims called CPS. Obviously, moronic, idiotic, stupid. Let me also address the point in the letter that I claim Denim caused others to call CPS. I did not state, and I do not believe Denims made a direct call to action to her audience to contact CPS. Obviously, right? Never said that. I do believe, however, Denims, if you're listening, you are responsible for spreading and endorsing false statements that contribute to the fraudulent call to CPS. The evidence supports me 100%. Let's summarize. March 1st, 2 days before the fraudulent call to CPS. Hold on, I got timestamps. This is the infamous clip, by the way, that we've all seen. But just to jog your memory.
And then Denims hosts this and see what she says. And then now we wonder why people are calling Child Protective Services.
But they called it before I even did this stream.
She's so stupid. I can't believe she actually said that.
He lets his dogs shit.
You guys know this one. We've watched it a million times.
All over his mansion.
Yeah. So on this day, March 1st. This was 2 days before the fraudulent call to CPS was made. Denims uncritically, that's you, played a clip of George Janitis, the human STD, a person whose Denim knows is clearly biased against me and a prolific spreader of misinformation. In the video, Denims watched George Janitis, the human STD, claims that there was dog shit all over my home, that I just leave it on the floor, that my house is just covered in dog shit. My kids crawl around in dog shit. He intimates that my kids either eat dog shit or get in contact with it with their hands. That my children contracted a parasite called Giardia from the dog shit that is all over my house. One day, his house is covered in dog shit and he's neglecting children raised by nannies have contracted parasites previously known to science from the feces. These were all statements of fact by your friend George Janitis, the human STD. Denims, she demonstrates she believes his statements are false when she smiles and laughs during the clip. No, sorry. She believes his statements, his lies, his defamatory statements during that. She's laughing, smiling, and nodding during the clip, making sounds of agreement. She says, dude, how is it that like maybe like once a week I look into what Ethan's been up to and every time I manage to find more and more terrible shit? In response to a chatter stating, we now have shit Saturdays, Denim says, this is not a joking matter, by the way. It can be very severe and deadly to small children. I mean, much like many other illnesses, it's very, very dangerous when infants get the same sickness that adults get. There's a lot of things you can get as an adult. You're totally fine. You'll be okay. No problem. A small infant, has no immune system and shouldn't be catching anything. Another part of the clip plays in Denim states, no wonder this motherfucker is always sick. Yeah, it all makes sense now. It makes sense why he doesn't care about Palestinian children when he doesn't care about his own. How is this happening? How is this happening? How? Clearly, Denims, you did not disavow, you did not disclose the credibility of Bad Empanada. You uncritically platformed and agreed with the statements that I was putting my kids in danger. Clearly, and Denims, you were clearly looking at your chat during the stream. Obviously, you're reading comments and you're looking at the monitor, including the numerous calls to action to contact CPS. And what did you do, Denims? Did you moderate the chat? Did you say don't call CPS? Did you do anything? You did not. And unfortunately for you, it's all on video. On March 7th, while reacting to the podcast episode where we revealed CPS visited our home, Denim states, here, I'll play this clip for you.
He's just showing the camera his phone. He's literally standing up straight.
An injury he sustained in the disinformation wars. He had to spend long hours hunched over a laptop, ignoring his children and the poop they were eating for months to deliver that powerful content puke against the most evil man to ever live, Hassan Piker.
Also, he literally makes fun of Mike from PA about weight all the time. That's not relevant to his arguments either. Yeah, I mean, I don't even make fun of people's weight. I've never made fun of people's weight. I do make fun of people's posture. If you're making an active decision that, like, you don't give a fuck about your health or your posture or your dog shitting all over the house to the point where your kids are getting Giardia, that's the image of someone who is not well. Wait, what? Wait, what, Dams? Wait, what? You guys didn't know about this? Yeah.
Denims here is regurgitating the claim and restating it as fact, actually doubling down. She says, well, you have bad posture. Of course you have dog shit on your floor, which let's not even talk about the logic involved in that one. But she goes, and a chatter says, really? Like casting doubt? That seems far-fetched. And she goes, oh, you didn't know about this? Yeah. That sounds like you are restating the defamatory accusation as fact to your audience uncritically. And this is after, by the way, we revealed CPS visited our home. So even after CPS visited, not only did you not denounce it, you doubled down on it, on the claim. You said, no, it is true. He leaves shit on the floor. Oh, you guys didn't know about this? Yeah. This was her, dude, this was her what happened? Oh. This was actually her reacting to the episode where we talk about CPS coming to our house. Her response directly to us saying CPS visited was not like, oh, that's fucked up. Oh, why would they do that? Who would do that? I don't believe that this was appropriate. No, she justifies it by saying, I leave dog shit on my floor because I have bad posture. Oh, you guys didn't know about this? Yeah. That doesn't look good, Denims. That sounds like defamation to me. I'll continue. March 8th, the next day, which was after we revealed the CPS incident and stated we are exploring litigation against her. This is my favorite part, Denims, and I hope you're watching closely. Denims either deleted her March 1st and March 7th videos or privated them. She did this for a reason. If these videos exonerate her like she claims, why would she delete or private them? Instead, she would have owned me by sharing them. Since she deleted or privated her videos, it demonstrates to me that she has something to hide. After I publicly addressed the spoliation issue on May 9th, I have not seen a single clip of Denims addressing the fact that she has erased critical evidence. Which further emphasizes to me, Denims, that you might have something to hide in there. And you could easily disprove me by, just publishing those two broadcasts. Right? That'd be easy to do. And I mean, I've already called her out for erasing evidence, and she did not respond to that, not looking good, right? Just prove me wrong and make it public. March 1st and March 7th broadcast, In response to what appears to be a chatter implicating her in the CPS event, Denims responds with, quote, can you find me the part where I asked anyone to contact CPS or where I condone that behavior or just any clip? My response to this is this, Denims. The clips are from your March 1st and March 7th stream. You treated these false allegations as true, uncritically, continue to platform them, emphasize them, justify them. Your chat was urging you and other chatters to contact CPS, and you said and you did nothing. And then you erased the evidence. Are you sweating yet? I would be if I was you. And that's just half of it. Are you regretting refunding that money, Denims? You should be. You can ask again. I'm sure they'll come back stronger than ever. Not looking good. Denims states, quote, I've never mentioned CPS once. I'm pretty strongly against CPS because it's so underfunded and there aren't enough homes for people. I've never said to do this. I, in fact, say the complete opposite, which is don't tap the glass. Don't waste your time going and responding or commenting or even doing any of this shit. Well, that's very compelling stuff, but let's analyze it. First, you did not say that you are against contacting CPNs, nor did you ever tell your audience not to contact CPS because the allegations are false. You only echo the points that we ourselves raised on our March 7th podcast that CPS is underfunded and making a fraudulent call to CPS is a waste of valuable resources. Second of all, where's the clip of you telling your audience not to contact CPS that you were referring to? Was it made before we disclosed the CPS call? If this evidence existed, then why aren't you sharing it? Instead, the only clip we have are from March 1st and March 7th, where you endorsed the false allegations that led to the CPS investigation. From the evidence we have, it seems that the first time you denounced the CPS incident was after, crucial, after we had disclosed it happened and after we had said we were exploring litigation against you. Convenient, don't you think? Destiny Orbiter Denims. Only one of us has been to Destiny's house. Raise your hand if you've been to Destiny's house before. Not me. Denims, you at home raising your hand? Okay. Should be. Oh, brother. Denims also states, I think it's pissed him off enough that he's now trying to connect me to the CPS thing, even though I was gone. I didn't stream for 3 days when this happened. In the stream prior to that, I didn't make any comments about CPS, like I didn't have anything to do with this. You are such a fool. Do you think that a judge is as dumb as your fucking fans? Let's analyze this once again. First, the statement that you made that you did not stream when the CPS incident happened is plainly false. We have the March 1st clip. This was 2 days before the call was made to CPS. 2 days. And you erased it. Right? I mean, take that in. 2 days before CPS call was made, and then she erased it. She says, I didn't stream for 3 days when this happened. That's a lie. It's a provable lie. Second, and I've said this before, whether you explicitly instructed your audience to contact CPS misses the point. You treated the false statements about me as true in your March 1st and March 7th stream. These are the false statements that led to the fraudulent CPS call. That is the accusation. You are incapable of actually interfacing with it because you want to lie to your fans to make it not seem as bad. But the problem with that, Denims, is that that's not going to work in court. People are not as dumb as you and your fans, right? And it's looking bad. It's looking real bad. Response to a chatter stating, quote, do you have any idea how traumatic it is to have the authorities randomly show up to your house at night, going through all your things, accusing you of crimes you didn't do? No one should be subjected to that treatment. Denims responded by saying, quote, sure, but we're talking about not cops showing up at your house. We're talking about CPS. Which anyways, to begin with, I don't condone. I've never condoned it, and you will never find a clip of me saying, yes, we should do this, because it doesn't exist. Now, by the way, Denims, I don't know. I know you're childless, right? Do you think that CPS coming, who has the authority to remove my children from me, is somehow less scary than the police showing up? You fucking ignorant moron, you pathetic loser, you weasel. You're not weaseling your way out of this, Denims. It's all right here in black and white. Plain as day. I gave you the chance to... Oh, did I send her? Oh, I haven't... I don't know if I sent her. I don't think I sent Denims a retraction letter yet. We'll get there. One thing at a time. I'll give you the opportunity. Let's analyze this. First, you're minimizing what happened. CPS has the authority to take my kids away from me. That is the worst thing that could happen to a family. Sorry, it's not the police. Not scary. Second, the point is not that you instructed your audience to contact CPS. The point is that you propagated the false statements that led to this incident, and you turned a blind eye to your chat urging people to contact CPS. You stated. Also, the clips that they procured, by the way, is after CPS showed up at their door. Because, you know, I wasn't streaming on the days that this thing happened, and there are no previous clips of me talking about CPS being involved ever. Once again, you are ignoring the March 1st stream where you propagated the falsehoods that led to the incidents 2 days before. 1, 2, call. It's not hard to understand. I know you want people, you're trying to... Just because you erased the stream doesn't mean it didn't happen. Unfortunately for you, once again. Second, we cannot get any of the clips of you discussing CPS prior to the fraudulent call because, anybody? Oh yeah, you fucking erased them or privated them. If your March 1st and March 7th streams exonerate you, then release them. Pretty simple stuff. Denim states further, it's not worth your time and effort to fucking keeping up with Ethan Klein's life in your personal time. That you're sitting there by yourself calling CPS. You're a freak and I don't want you here. If you think that's cool and fun, unless you personally know Ethan Klein, by the way, and you've been to his house, and you see that there's things happening that we don't know about, well, that's an interesting carve-out. This is really outstanding advice, Denims. Where was this energy on March 1st, by the way, as people were clamoring to call CPS in your chat? Why did you obsess about my life and propagate falsehoods that you now imply you knew nothing about? Why didn't you call out your evidence when they were urging someone to call CPS then? To date, I have not received an explanation for that. So to summarize, the only evidence we have of Denims telling her audience not to call CPS is after it happened, after we went public, after we threatened litigation, and after she deleted and privated her videos. Is this the actions of an innocent person? Her explanation was not that the allegations she helped spread were false. Rather, it was because of a reason we stated the day before, that CPS resources should not be squandered based on fraudulent calls. Let's also examine other parts of Denims' March 8th stream. Denims clearly doubles down on the false allegation that led to the fraudulent call to CPS. Many of these clips came after she claimed to have never supported contacting CPS. Denims stated about me, I am clearly distressed and unwell.
Develop new ticks, especially when he's very clearly mentally distressed and unwell, right?
Do you think that's a good comment to make? Following the revelation that CPS was called to my house by likely one of your fans? Does this doesn't this, well, if it's true what you say that I'm mentally distressed and unwell, wouldn't that justify calling CPS if you actually believe that? In response to Ela stating the CPS social worker, quote, wanted to look at everything. He was checking the house. He was checking where the dogs go potty because he heard there was poop on the floor. Our house is spotless. Denims is visibly shows that she doesn't even believe Ela when she says this. Check this out.
That as well.
He
wanted to look at everything.
Well, the house is spotless.
He was checking the house and like, where do the dogs go potty? Because we heard that there's poop on the floor.
And the house is spotless.
Our house is so clean.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She's...
I have no words. I have no words, dude. Nothing to say.
You know, it's a shame that this is edited. However, she erased the evidence. You know what I mean? I feel like I've seen this unedited, though. Does someone know where that? I feel like I've seen this clip unedited.
No.
But anyway, she smiles at the camera, then she says this.
I have no words. I have no words, dude. Nothing to say. Nothing to say.
What's funny? Can you please explain to us, Denims, what's funny about saying our house is spotless to the CPS social worker who's looking for dog shit on the floor? This, by the way, is from your March 8th stream, Denims, after you knew that they had already visited. Clearly, you don't believe us. Again, if my children are living in a filthy house, as George Denitis, the human STD, described, and if you don't believe us, our house is spotless. In fact, that's such an absurd idea that you think it must be hideously polluted. Wouldn't that justify contacting CPS, Denims? In response to Hila pointing out that the two of our kids are 5 and 3, Denims states, create any bad memory. Oh, no. Don't bring that one up. This one looks very bad, Denims. This one is not good for you.
He agreed to
even just from an
come
atmosphere,
visit.
even just from an atmospheric, right? Like, I mean, you just look so fucking callous and dumb. You know, it's fantastic.
Come back
house
next week.
when the kids are at home, because he needs to fucking interview our kids as a matter of procedure.
But I was like, I really don't want you to create any bad memory here for them. Like, they are 5 and 3. They don't understand this shit. So I told him,
create any bad memory for them. You're not forming memories at 3 years old, and it's very rare that you're forming memories at 5 years old. When we're talking about being,
if you listen closely, it almost sounds like she's justifying the call as not that bad.
able to remember, being able to recall memories, it's like 4 is the cutoff. But even if you are forming any memories at 4, you're not going to be able to remember them past like 15. You have maybe 1 or 2 memories. Yes, you will remember. So everyone in chat here has a collection, like 50 plus memories of when they were 3 years old. There's a wide variation.
This might be the dumbest thing I've ever seen anybody say on camera. Into the camera, confidently, straight up into the camera. And then if it's not dumb enough for you, she reads a study that immediately contradicts her statement and then pretends like she didn't read it.
You know, about the mean, across methods, cohorts, the average age of adults' earliest memories is 3.5 years old. You're not really forming memories at 3. And it's...
What world are we living in? You fucking imbecile. And by the way, I don't know if you know about words, but the mean age is an average. That means that some children, a lot of children, have memories below the age of 3. I know. Shocking stuff. You got to go back to neuro or psychology. You need to get that PhD back in shape on the psychology.
It's pretty rare to be forming memories, or like memories that you will keep like at 5. Like I can remember maybe, I don't know, 5 things that happened to me. Maybe.
Jeanbo, do you have
What kind
any-
of fucking pathetic moron is like, this is what I experienced, therefore I extrapolate this onto everybody else that's ever lived? How limited is your imagination, Denims? You know you're not the only person alive, right? There's like billions of us.
Any idea how traumatic
It's
it is to have
stunning.
the authorities randomly showing up to your
this-
house at night, going through all your things, accusing you of crimes you didn't do? No one should be subjected to such treatment.
Sure, but we're talking about not cops showing up at your house. We're talking about CPS.
Which is much better. The CPS is much better than cops. Good point.
Anyways, to begin with, 1, I don't condone. 2, I've never condoned it.
Not the issue at hand, but keep trying to change the topic there. Second, obviously, Denims is just minimizing the CPS incident by dismissing the psychological impact that the CPS incident could have on our kids, and by being like, well, it's not the police. Finally, while claiming she never encouraged contacting CPS, Denim blames Hila with negligently raising our kids by stating, I believe there's some level of negligence happening here. That's fucking interesting. Here.
These people, like, I think that there's some level of negligence happening here, and I think it's irresponsible. I don't think CPS should be called on them. And I've never said that.
It sounds almost like you're riding the fence on that. Like, it almost sounds like you're saying, like, it's not that far-fetched, right? Some negligence is happening here. Some irresponsibility is happening here. Is that right, Denims? Like what? Like what? And if that doesn't justify a CPS call, then what does, Denims? You're trying to sit on the fence? You're trying to have your cake and eat it too? Is that what's happening?
Children, those people should have CPS called on them 1,000%. These people, like, I think that there's some level of negligence happening here, and I think it's irresponsible. I don't think CPS should be called.
How fucking dare you talk about my kids, you loser, you childless hack. You fucking waiting room. You waiting room. Jesus Christ, dude.
Called on them. And I've never said that they should be called on them. And I've never approved of it, ever. I think it's embarrassing for Hila here to be like, this is so traumatic for the kids. You're trying to traumatize the children. It's like, dog, you literally, the vast majority of people are, like, are not remembering anything that happened to them at 3.
She's still doing that. She's saying that it's embarrassing that Hila is upset that her kids had to answer questions of CPS. That's embarrassing? And what you're saying isn't. Right. You saying 3-year-olds don't have memories isn't embarrassing. Got it. Holy fuck, dude. Holy shit.
It's just sympathy, right? It's just, she's just pulling like the IDF classic card of like, please, my life is so difficult. Please, everyone.
What? What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Do you just need to remind people that she's Israeli to help people hate her more in your audience? Just to side with you for no fucking, besides you being plainly wrong, hideous, hateful.
It's just sympathy, right? It's just, she's just pulling like the IDF classic card of like, please, my life is so difficult.
What?
Please, everyone that is against us needs fucking awful experiences.
The CPS came to our house and talked to our kids. What the fuck is wrong? Does this sound like someone who's very regretful about... Does this sound like someone who's, you know, really troubled by what happened here? Or does it sound like someone who's doubling down by claiming that we were negligent with our kids? And does it sound like someone who's minimizing the impact of a CPS visit on a family? Pretty obvious which one. She goes, this is just like Israel. It's like, what? Here Hila goes again, just like Israel. Oh, sorry, CPS came to your house, cringe. Are you hearing yourself? April 23rd, Denims made another stream. In response to watching the clip of her March 1st stream, Denims states, quote, every time I have to see this clip and I have to hear Bad Empanada talking every time. I just imagine Bad Empanada saying it's all according to plan. Trust the plan. How giddy do you think Bad Empanada gets every time he hears this section over and over again? Let's watch.
More, perhaps he lost.
Every time I have to see this clip and I have to hear Bad Empanada talking, every time. I just imagine Bad Empanada saying, it's all according to plan. Trust the plan. 00101100100. How giddy do you think Bad Empanada gets every time he gets to hear this section over and over and over again?
For a number of different reasons.
What do you think she means by that? What plan? You're saying Bad Empanada had a plan by putting out defamatory statements about my kids eating dog shit. And that plan presumably includes you reacting to it uncritically to your live chat. Is that the plan? Is the plan to spread a false narrative? Is the plan to spread a malicious lie, right? That my house is somehow covered in dog shit and my kids are crawling around and eating it. Is that the plan? It seems like that's what you're implying the plan is. You seem to be endorsing that plan. You seem to be stating that Bad Empanada was right and his plan is working. So was the plan to have someone fraudulently contact CPS to have them take my kids away based on false statements about me? To me, that seems like the plan you're approving of, Denims. And once again, if you have an alternative explanation for this clip, I'd love it. Or, you know, you could just erase the two deleted streams that you exfoliated, you freak. You criminal, dude. Is that criminal? I think so. Or maybe it's a civil crime.
I don't think so.
Not criminal. Don't worry. I don't want to put you in jail or anything anyway. Debtor's prison isn't a thing, so don't worry. They got rid of that.
What did you just say?
Debtor's prison used to be a thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Victorian era.
I was saying, don't worry. I'm not going to send her to debtor's prison.
Right. I don't think you will be.
Because it's just, they don't exist anymore. Doesn't look good, Denims. You know. Let me also address what was said on March 11th that Denim's lawyer referred to in his letter. In response to me noting Denims appeared to have deleted her videos from March 1st, Olivia stated that Denims should denounce the CPS call. In response, I said, after being like Ethan's the worst person in the world and watching Bad Empanada, being like, yeah, his kids crawl around and eat shit, and her whole entire chat being like, call CPS. Thank you for those disclaimers. Thank you for putting that. We should have had that up from the beginning. His kids crawl around and eat shit, and her whole entire chat is saying to call CPS. But she says, obviously, don't call CPS. To clarify, I have no evidence that she ever told her audience not to call CPS, despite what your lawyer's letter said on March 1st. Why don't we have that evidence? Because you erased the video. Now, why would you do that? Why would you do it? I only have evidence that you denounced the call on March 8th, which was after we disclosed the CPS incident, and after I had explained that I was exploring litigation. In response to Olivia providing the insightful comment, wonderfully insightful, empathetic comment, since when is this our demeanor when we're talking about child abuse? I responded with, that's a really good question. And I still stand by that. Why are you laughing and giggling and enjoying? Like, let's assume it's true and you're actually horrified. So what's funny? Her reaction. The truth is she knows it's not real, right? Otherwise, why would she be giggling and yucking it up and having so much fun about it and talking about, oh, it's all according to the plan. Ha ha ha. Olivia continues with, exactly. If it was real, she would. She knows you take care of your kids. She wouldn't be giggling and doing bits. Right. Doesn't add up.
Since when is this our demeanor when we're talking about child abuse?
That's a really fucking good question, you know? Like, why are you laughing and giggling and enjoying? Like, let's assume it's true and you're actually horrified.
Yeah.
What's funny?
Yeah, I think that if...
I mean, her reaction, the truth is she knows that it's not real.
That's exactly, yeah.
If it was real, she would be upset.
She knows you take care of your kids.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be giggling and doing bits.
I think the water really scrambled our... I'm gonna, Dan, don't stand up. I'm gonna unplug and replug my HT.
Unrelated. Now I'm interested though.
Oh, you had spilled water on your laptop?
Right, the water, and
yeah,
of course. Further proof that I'm an unfit parent.
Mm-hmm. I'm confused watching this clip back because why are you doing that sniffling thing?
Oh, I was on drugs that day.
Maybe if we had some sort of like disclaimer that could explain that or make it clear what is going on.
We've adapted.
Yeah.
The sniffing thing, I was able to, thankfully, curb a little bit. It was the worst, most annoying tick I've had maybe in like my whole life.
Oh. I saw a little, nope.
Pays
nope,
employees.
Not that one. Nope.
Not a drug.
Well, that one kind of
Crack
applies.
ones.
Okay. Oh, okay. So now I know that. And then maybe is there some alternative explanation for the sniffing?
I have Tourette's syndrome. I could volunteer it. Maybe it's better if it's written on the screen, though.
There we go. Okay.
That all makes sense. Whew. I never stated that she made the call, and I don't believe she made the call. Nor did I ever state that she made a direct call to action to make the fraudulent call. Nor do I believe this to be the case. I do believe Denims contributed to the fraudulent call to CPS by uncritically watching George Janitis, the Human STD's video containing false statements about the state of my home and how I raise my children. Repeating those statements, endorsing those statements, minimizing the impact of CPS visiting my family. The only way I can know for certain that Denims did not told, by the way, Denims claims she told her audience on March 1st not to call CPS. There's one way for her to prove that. Yet, she refuses to release the stream or the March 7th stream because she either deleted it or privated it. Now, Denims also refused to address whether she deleted or privated these streams and why she did so. There's only one conclusion I can reasonably draw from this. She doesn't want us to see it. Instead, she's rewriting history based on deleting or privating relevant evidence. Denim, all you got to do is one thing. Release the tapes. Otherwise, open a crowdfunder.